me so we can start our program.
Okay. All right. So now it's live on YouTube. You can begin. Sorry, live on Facebook also.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome all of the participants for our webinar for the self-awareness journey from unconsciousness to consciousness. This subject is very important during this days of COVID-19, and today with us a very experienced consultant and trainer for this subject especially have joined us, Mr. Heather Ali. So I will just first of all introduce the profile of our company MEQMP. Uh, most of you are already aware that the Meridian Quality Management Systems is basically providing consultancy, training, and third-party auditing and certification services, mainly in the Middle East area and Pakistan. And we have recently opened an office in Canada as well. We are mainly working in quality, environment, health and safety, food safety, project management, Six Sigma, HR, and soft skills. We are serving almost in all sectors, including manufacturing, hospitality, service industry, schools, colleges, universities, and all sort of businesses. Our main clients are in KSA, Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, Oman, and Pakistan. We started this company in 2005, and as I mentioned, that our offices are in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Canada. As I mentioned that today we have a very experienced consultant and trainer, Mr. Heather Ali with us. So I'm very proud of being with him today. And of course, we all will get a very knowledgeable session today from him. Let me introduce Mr. Heather Ali Chuktai. He is a mechanical engineer from NED University of Engineering and Technology, Pakistan. He has done his MS in project management from Canada, and he is the founder of the Winning Edge and Acme Projects companies. And recently, these two companies have made a strategic partnership with MEQMP as well. So in Canada, Mr. Heather Ali's companies are our partners also in several fields, which he will also explain at the last of his presentation. As I mentioned that, he is a motivational speaker, NLP mentor, and mind sciences analyst, which he will show during his presentation as well. He has conducted several seminar and mind sciences sessions all over Canada and US mainly, and in other parts of the world. Last time when he visited our university in Karachi, he also ran a session which was very popular at that time. He has helped many organizations in enhancing their manpower, productivity, and alignment. And he's helped many individuals through NLP techniques and psychoanalysis to excel in their personal and professional lives. As I mentioned that, today's session, which is basically unconsciousness from to the self-awareness, which is basically a journey from unconsciousness to the consciousness. During this presentation, you will see that what are the mindset changes are required during all our lives, and mainly in today's time of this COVID-19, and then how the changes of these mindsets are required, and what are their stages, and what are the brain dominance during that particular. Rest of the things I will give it to Mr. Heather Ali now. He will take the charge and he will explain more about his presentation. So Mr. Heather, please now you take over.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Asim, for the introduction. And yes, I'm proud to be connected with Asim. Asim is not only my strategic partner for different field, but also one of my best friend from my university life. We enjoyed a lot of shared knowledge and shared areas, and we enjoyed talking a lot. So thank you very much, Asim, for organizing this webinar, and your team too. So without wasting any time, we will start. So I have a for a long time I have a feeling that the people are not actually focusing on their personalities through the mind sciences. I have done a lot of courses on the NLP and the mind sciences courses, so I always keen to share with them. So I have done a lot of sharing with personal individuals and with organizations. So I established this organization. The motto is your winning edge. So whenever you feel down, whenever you think you need some help, whenever you need some mentoring or some advice from the neurology, psychology, or mind sciences, we are here to help you. So you can always contact us and we try to respond you within 24 hours. So here are my some contacts for Facebook. You can follow. There are few more videos coming and a few more lectures are coming and there are few posted already. So you can visit us at the Facebook. You can contact me on the email plus Instagram and Twitter, or you can contact directly Asim. Asim is the same as you can contact me. So without delaying any further, we can start our presentation. And what we will do, there are mainly two sessions of the presentation. One first is to understand what are the conscious levels, and second is how we can change to optimize our strengths. So after first session, we can have your questions answered, and after second session we can also have the question answer. So I'll give two breaks for the questions. If you have any questions, I will start answering them. So let's start now. My first point is, who am I? This is the first question we should always have in our minds. And this is the worst case scenario, that 99% people never focus who am I, rather than they always focus who you are, who they are, who are doing around us. But they never bother to focus who am I, because this is the area. If you focus, you can understand the whole world, rather than trying to understand the world and not understanding yourself. So you need to understand what you can do, what you like to do, what you love to do. There is a difference between all these three. Just imagine in your college life, and pick two subjects. One, you're very excellent in one subject, and one, you are very bad in one subject. So if someone asks you to do the PhD in both of them, I can bet you can do PhD in both of them. But in one, the subject which you love to do, you will do the PhD with the excellence with the shorter period of time. But the other one, it would have taken longer period of time, plus it would not be a good grade for you because you don't like that. So what you can do depends on your skills, what you like to do, you are comfortable, and what you love to do is where your energy lies. So you need to identify, you need to have a differential between these. I prefer to do, then you can set your priorities. What skills do I have? And I have observed from many of my clients, they have the strength, they have the skill, but they never explore that. Sometimes you consider your skill as a drawback. I can give an example, and it is my family example. My father used to have a loud voice. So even he is whispering with someone 4 feet and 6 feet away, I was able to hear. So he was so louder. So we always thought the being louder is not good, so people can listen. But when I was actually making a video, I did some commercial videos too. So when I was doing the voiceover, so the voiceover guy's voice was very louder, have the pitches and drums in his voice. So then I realized that my father has a strength with a louder voice, need to be used properly, but we never recognize that. So having tall, having shorter, having white, having black, louder voice, lower voice, these all has their own benefits. But you have to think positively, you have to explore what strengths you have. Then what are your gray areas? I always reluctant to use word weakness. Weakness is a negative word. I always use the word gray area. And then how people see you, how people see me. I'm thinking that I'm very good. I have a very good behavior. I'm very honest. I'm very lovely. But how people see me, I never bother to explore that. So we would try to learn these stuffs, how we can actually explore them. Next is this is very famous iceberg picture. You can find in the Google anywhere. But I'm using this picture to demonstrate, to show the differentials between different conscious levels in the mind. The first level is the scientifically proven that almost 10% of your mind is consist of unconsciousness activities. These are very deep in your mind, and normally people don't access them. It is just a programmed, but you have there. In the unconscious mind, the people have the trauma, the fear, the phobias, anxieties, their secrets, the family secrets in their childhood, psychology, shame, and guilt. These all been built during your early ages, very early ages. We will discuss that too. So what happened? These drives your next levels of the consciousness. These are the paradigms. These are the basis and fundamentals, which actually your whole next conscious level based on these unconscious steps. So what this unconscious have in for you? For example, in the childhood, if a kid has an accident and he has fallen through a 3 feet high wall or 2 feet wall, or his father was trying to catch him, but accidentally he could not and he fall. This one incident had a back of the mind that this is the height is always a danger. This phobia actually stored in the mind if the parents and family member never try to get rid of that, never help him to get rid of that. So this phobia will stay. You have seen many guys, many people around you, they are height phobia. Many of my friends, they never actually they never bought an apartment at a height. They can't take elevators because they have a height phobia. They can't actually go and see windows from a taller building. Even many of the showbiz industry guys, they have the height phobia, and that was from their childhood. So if I have to help them, I have to go in their childhood and to break that. Few people may have the phobia of the darkness. What happened in their childhood? Somehow when they were sitting in the dark area somewhere, they saw an accident, they saw an incident, whatever, you can name it, any incident. So that incident has a negative impact in their mind, and that is stored there. And they never try to go in the dark. Even when they have to sleep, they will try to open all the lights. They can't sleep in the darkness. And I have seen many clients, they have a darkness phobia. Even they cannot do the MRI. You know, MRI machine is a spherical donor type of machine, and somebody has to go. The patient need to go inside, even half body. They have to go inside, but the many patients they can't do it. And I have seen many guys. One of my family members to have that, she has to do the general anesthesia before she go into the MRI machine because she has a darkness phobia. She can't go there. So this phobia may have some incident in the childhood, and there are many chains in your thoughts. You have seen an elephant, baby elephant, when it is baby in the zoo master, they actually tie him with a chain. So baby elephant tried to break the chain multi times, but she could not. And then this become a chain in her mind that she cannot break the chain. Even she can actually destroy one's house, and she can destroy any structure when it gets adult or younger. But when you tie the elephant with the chain again, elephant would not be able to break the chain, because the chain is not in the feet. Chain is in the mind. So it's a psychological impact. So we have many chains in our mind that, okay, if our child is trying to do something, and we say, rather than supporting him, right or wrong, if he will make any mess in your home, that's a different story. But we always need to support our child if they are trying to do something, so they will not have the chain. But what normally people unknowingly, I would say, they do, they say, kid, oh, you don't try that, you will fail, you will fall, you will there will be some other losses. So because of the fear of losses, we stop the child, and that becomes a chain. Okay, that chain says, don't explore new things. So these kind of chains we actually put in childhood. So as a parents, as a elders, we need to support our child, even he or she trying to mess up something, let her do that. Because then he will know, when you try to explore the new opportunity, there are possibility of failure, but there's nothing wrong to try. So these kind of chains we have to break. Next, knots. We have many knots in our unconscious level. And many of my one of my client, she was not happy with their parents, even though the parents were loving and nothing happened in their normal life. But when I explored, I found that the the girl, she had some knots for their parents in the childhood, even when she was not able to uh, she was not able to understand properly at the childhood. In the childhood, we actually sometimes we get angry on the kids. We stop them sometimes. uh, Parents slap them. These all things, unknowingly, it go and stored in the child's back of the memory, and they have some glitches against the parent, but they don't know they have that. So these knots are tied. So what I suggest to all my clients, when your parents or your elder brothers or your elder sister, whoever helps you grow up, when they are sleeping, go to their bedside and say, in a certain at a voice level that you can listen, say, I forget you everything you have done in my childhood. Believe me, you have to do it. When you do it, you are opening the knots from your back of the mind. There is nothing wrong with the parents, with the elder, or yourself. It is just opening the knot from the back of the mind, and then you are starting your new thinking for those guys. So you can try it at your home. I have done with many of my clients, and it was very successful experience. Next level of the consciousness is subconscious level. The subconscious levels is it's a level of consciousness where you store your memories, you acquire the knowledge, you store there, it builds your habits. In fact, you can say this is your habitual consciousness. So it's your self imagination. You practice something, you store it. You practice something, you store it. That's how subconscious works. Subconscious and unconscious levels becomes 90% of your brain. and these are programmed. These are programmed. It is normally you just use it, but you can change the programming. We will learn how to do this. These are programs, and this is uh, mostly we use it. We learn these skills, many skills, either welding, carpentry, painting, engineering, making drawing, drafting, medical sciences, everything which we have learned for our professional lives are the skills which has been stored there. Biking, for example, just recall the memories when you first learned the biking. So you have to plan, you have to balance intentionally. You might have fallen many times, but you plan for the balancing. Once you practice it, the balancing, how to do the balancing, it is stored in your subconscious for rest of your life. You never have to think about the balancing again. You just pick the bike, you just ride the bike next time. So that's how your memories are stored. The brake and accelerator of the car. So when someone start learning how to drive the car, he has to be conscious which is the brake and which is the accelerator. You know that. You have seen that. But once you learn it, you never have to think that this is your fit and this is your accelerator and this is your brake, when to press the accelerator, when to press the brake. This is all programmed after many practices. So this is programmed in your subconscious. You never have to think again. So subconscious is like your library. You have the stored files there, and whenever your conscious needs something, it pick the file and program is open and you are just executing it. But how the unconscious mind impact the subconscious? As I mentioned earlier, the unconscious mind is the basic, is the base of your whole consciousness. If someone has a darkness phobia or the confined space phobia, then it will always restrict you to learn something regarding mining or doing something in the dark area or doing something in the confined area. So the guy who has the darkness phobia or confined space phobia may not be able to work in these kind of areas where mining or the confined space. Similarly, if someone has a height phobia, he will never be able to learn the any skill which related to height. For example, you have to you are in the, if someone in the construction industry and he has to go at the height, he will not be able to learn that because something is sitting in the back of the mind, unconscious level, that there would be a problem, there will be a danger, there will be an accident. So that's why your subconscious will never drive to learn that. So these guys may not actually successful in these kind of careers. After this 80 and 90% subconscious and unconscious level is total becomes a 90% of your brain, which is called programmed mind. Next level is your conscious level. This is your habits, this is your activity, this is the creativity, this is the creative mind. You act upon your programs, you do your activities, you set your goals, you follow your goals, and you repeat it. You do the analysis. You are hammering, you are typing, you are doing any activity, you're going somewhere. These are all conscious mind, but this is just a 10% of your mindset. And there is one more level, which is called the quantum consciousness, super consciousness. It means these belongs to your observations, intuitions, dreams, thinking for uh, skies out of your body. So this is your super conscious or quantum level consciousness. So if I say the science has proven, the analysis has been done on this, that 90% of your day uses your subconscious and unconscious levels of your mindset, your programmed languages. only the 5% of the time you're using your conscious, you're using your talking. So this is just a 5% of your daytime. So how these phases are developed, to no surprise, your subconscious level start developing, unconscious and subconscious level start developing even the kid is not born, when kid was in the womb of her mother. So that is the reason when a girl is pregnant, we always say, be calm, see nice, talk nice, everything should be good because that's we want to communicate to the child's subconscious mind. So some families, I know some families, and this is a proven when the mother is pregnant, she should play the chase game. She should actually do some maths, because maths do the creative work. Even even she fails in the maths, but if she is trying to do, we are building the subconscious level of the child which has not yet born. Then up to the age 7, the subconscious level is almost done. So there is the age of 7, it is very hard to change the subconscious level, the personality, the traits are already built. But it is not impossible, but it's hard to change. So that is the reason up to the age of the 7 of the kid, the parent need to be very focused how to develop the mind, not the body. And once it is born, the subconscious level start developing. Start developing till the age which it depends on the habits, and all start building. But again, at the age of the 7 is very strong dominant age to ensure the subconscious and unconscious levels are already built. There is a one study, and it is a proven fact that sometime your genes, a person's genes can travel up to 7 generation. So so a person would have some genetic unconscious traits from their ancestors. So if you recall, sometime you may have feel, oh, I have seen this location. This incident, this same scene has been happened to me already. I have done this before. Although you have not done that before, you haven't seen that place before, but somehow your parents, grandparents, they might have seen that location that similar to that one, or they might have done similar tasks in their age, and the gene has transferred to you, and now you're thinking it has been done. So that has been proven fact that the genes can travel up to 7 generation. So before we go to next level, if there is a block and we have a blue dot here, and you have one glass, white glass, and one blue glass. So using which glass you can see this blue dot? Definitely, if you put the blue glass to watch the blue dot, you may not be able to see it. But it doesn't mean that the dot is not there. Dot is there. The only thing is you can't see it because your frame of reference is different. If you change your glasses, then you can see different world. So changing the glasses means change your mindset, work on your consciousness and subconscious levels. So when you change your frame of references, then you would be able to see many opportunities passing by you. How we see the world. What happened? Through our eyes, we see the world, and it goes to your back of the mind here. If you can see my mouse, in the back of the mind, there are many filters. in your childhood, from your birth to the childhood and your age up to 7, many filters being created basis of your cultural variation, basis of your religious differences, basis of your family background, basis of your location, basis of your which country, which area you belongs to, basis of what your parents or your surroundings give you beliefs and decision powers. These are filters. So whatever we see, it goes through the filter, and and then it would be realized, and it will give you a perspective, and you can start behaving accordingly. That's how we do. So whatever we see is not exactly what we see, what we perceive. So for example, a child in a train, there was a father actually step on in a train, start riding, and his child was actually making noise, disturbing other passengers. One of the passenger was very annoyed when he see the child. You know, the disturbing child. Everyone would have a different perspective basis of their own uh, mindset on the conscious or subconscious levels. This guy was annoyed with this disturbing child, so he said to his father, "Why don't you stop him?" The father said, "Yes, I can stop him, but we just actually buried uh, his mother, so we just actually coming from the graveyard. So I don't want to make my child disturbed. So if he is enjoying, I don't want to disturb him." When the father said the story, the passenger's perspective completely changed. Now the child he was not annoyed by the child, but he has a sympathy for the child. So what changed? Child is still making noise. Everything is the same. The feeling changed because your perspective changed, because you have the different story now. So this is what happens with our daily lives. So we see different things with a different attitude, with a different perspective, and we conceive a different story. Connection between the conscious. This is the best example I can give. I can show the connection between the subconscious and different conscious level of the mind. Consider your body is the is the console of your computer. You have everything in your body. Unconscious mind is are the programs you have. The programs are already built. If there is a word program, when you open the program, word program will open the file and you have to type. You can't draw. Subconscious minds are your RAM memories for immediate use. As I mentioned, you make the file, you store in the file. When you need it, you use it and put it back. So this is what RAM does in the computer. So you have the program which is unconscious, subconscious, you have the RAM memory which you have to use, and the conscious mind doing the actions. We are typing, we are moving the mouse, we are clicking. So this is the relationship between your unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and conscious minds. Changes in the mindsets. So I can take 1 minute. Let's put your question towards the end, because we can go through these changes which we are suggesting, and then we can go through the questions. So for any changes in the mindset, first thing you need to understand your brain dominance. There are few steps, there are few things which I would be suggesting, but there are many more. You can explore by yourself, or you can contact me, so I will help you out. So understand your brain dominance. This is the brain picture, and brain has the 4 quadrants. One is the upper, if I break into brain into 2 parts, one is the left hemisphere, one is the right hemisphere, one is the upper hemisphere, one is the lower hemisphere. So each part of the brain, this is medically proven how they work. So upper part of the upper hemisphere of the brain is more normally belongs to uh, intellectuals, cognitive kind of things. The lower hemisphere is more instinctual. So it is instinct reactions people can have. Right hemisphere is more, if I'm talking about from the thinking style. So right hemisphere guys, they have more experimental views. They learn from the experiments, and the left hemisphere dominant guys, they uh, they use the common senses, and they find the opportunities. When I say the dominance, it doesn't mean that someone should have only one dominance, one area. Dominance means which part of the brain a person is using more. So there are many tests, and I also have developed a short program uh, to analyze which brain area is your dominant. So I have few questions. Well, if you guys need, you can contact me and I can share. I can let you do the test for the brain dominance area from my program, and then you would know. I will give you the report what area of your brain is being used mostly. So first of all, you need to do the test, and you need to learn what kind of thinking style you have, which area is more dominant to you. So if the top left corner is more logical, analytical based thinking patterns, bottom left area is more organized, sequential, mathematical, methodological, procedural. These guys focus, think more planned works. Right lower side, more of the interpersonal skills. The guys thinks more from that side. They are more emotionally expressive, more sensitive. And from the top right corner guys, the guys are more conceptual visualization. They think more of from the philosophical sides, conceptuals. So if you know which area is your dominance, then you can feed your mind through those characteristics. For example, if someone has a dominance in the logical area and we are trying to teach him through emotions, that will not fly. So if we try to explain him the things from the logical point of view, he would learn faster and more firm basis. Next level is how people learn. So it's the same way. We have the four quadrants. One is the logical guy. They learn from lectures, the databases, discussion, books, and the lower hemisphere, the lower left corner guys, they focus through. They learn through sequential, organized way. If you give them the presentation in a sequence way, or in a sequence where you can tell them, okay, read this, learn this, then step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, they would be quicker. But if you give them the 5 step together and say practice them, then first they have to organize and then they can practice it. So that's how you can actually click the learnings of the pupil. The being involved in the sensory, since this lower right corner guys are more sensitive, so you have to teach them through senses, through emotions. So they can learn more through the emotional intelligence. And the upper right corner guys, they can they can learn spontaneously if you talk to them philosophically. You give them the objective. That's what we have to do. You don't need to tell them how to do, because they can think, they can focus on the objective, and they can find the way to get the things done. So that's how they would learn. So if we know what are the learning and thinking pattern, then we can feed the brain accordingly. So these are the analytically what are the best occupations for the guys in different quadrants. So academic is the right, left for top, traditionally, and bookkeeping like accountant, because they actually try to organize the things. They would be best fit in the bookkeeping or accounting or financial areas. The right lower portion, they can they can be teacher, social worker, because they have the sensual feeling. They can work in that area. And the futuristic guys on the top right corner, they can be good entrepreneur, businessmen. So these are the summary of the occupational traits. Connecting to hemisphere, this is very important to learn right and left hemisphere. Our right hand correspond with our left hemisphere, and left hand correspond to our right hemisphere. Same to our legs. Left leg connect to our right hemisphere, and right leg connect to our left hemisphere. But these are two different sides. But if my right hand connect to my left hemisphere, the my nerve will pass by the right hemisphere too. But dominance is the left hemisphere. So I'm giving you the tip, and you probably have not noticed it, but you are doing it. What you're doing when you're sitting to relax, what you do, either you cross your hands like this, or you cross your legs. So when you're sitting, crossing your legs, you are relaxing your mind. And when you are crossing, some people actually also move their, when you they crisscross, they move their legs also. So they are actually giving vibration to their mind. So if you cross them, so you are communicating with both of your hemispheres, saying you are synchronizing them. When you're synchronizing, you are utilizing the maximum brain power you have. So try that. Whenever you are in worries, you are in tension, you are stressed, sit, relax, and cross your legs, and you can cross your arms as well. So when you cross your arms, you are you are combining your whole brain power together, and you are trying to relax. That's why you have seen sometime uh, people do in appear in the interview, they cross your hands like this. So when they cross, it means they are trying to relax. They're trying to relax. They are trying to connect their hemisphere, left and right, both hemisphere. And because they are stressed because due to interview, when you're open with the both hands in the interview, it means the guy is not afraid of the interview. They don't need a relaxing mode. So this is just a body language, how it's communicate. These are simple things you can do to get your mind relaxed. Next level, it is very important. It is very important to learn something. Keep in mind, your subconscious and unconscious minds are programmed, and you can always change the program. So if you don't want to use Word, uh, MS Office in your system, you can change it with some other software which can write. If you don't want to use the PDF, you can use some other PDF program. You don't want to use Acrobat, use some other PDF softwares to use it. Drafting software, you have multiple software. You have AutoCAD, you have Revit. So which software you want to install? If one is not working, uninstall it and reinstall the other one. So, but this need a practice. The mind need a practice. The practice makes your habit, and habit becomes your subconscious storage. So whatever you do the practice for 21 to 28 days. The same thing, same time, every day. So once you do the practice, you learn it, and your subconscious mind will store for you for future use. So every day, what I'm suggesting, Do 15 minutes every night programming, reprogramming your subconscious mind. Plan your day ahead. So, because when you sleep, your conscious mind gets sleep, but your unconscious and subconscious mind never sleep. In fact, the unconscious and subconscious mind never sleeps since you're born till your death. Never for a second. Your conscious mind gets sleep. So rather than when you actually do things plan in the daytime, you normally try to use your conscious mind, but when you sleep and before you sleep, you give an assignment to your subconscious mind what you have to do tomorrow, when you have to wake up, what you have to do first. So when you do that, give assignment to the subconscious while you're sleeping, your subconscious is working to plan yourself. And I have seen many, many examples. If I have to, if I have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I could not go to bed early and I'm going late, even 12 a.m. or 11 p.m. In the bed, and I have to wake up at the 4 a.m. Without any alarm, I'll wake up. If I have a flight, without any alarm, I will wake up because my subconscious mind has a program and it will actually wake me up. So give assignment to your subconscious every night before you go to bed. Second things, review your goals daily at night. Set your goals and review your goals every night. Okay, these are my goals which I want to achieve, and these are steps I am taking, and this is the upcoming steps or actions we have to do. Review them. Just review it and let your subconscious work on that, and practice the gratitude. What is that and why it is important? Majority of the things in our life we have, we consider them for granted, and we never actually respond them, we never gratitude that, and this has a negative impact in your subconscious and conscious level, unconscious level. For example, I have two hands. Have I ever thought these are the gifts for me? If I don't have one hand, then I would realize how important that hand was. So I have to do the gratitude. I have to thanks to nature, to Allah, that I have these stuffs. I can gratitude to my family members. As I mentioned, I can gratitude to my parents, my mother and father. Thank you very much for whatever you have done today for me. I can gratitude to my wife, to my kids. So these will give a positive impact to your subconscious and unconscious mind, and it will open any knot which has been made on that particular day unknowingly. Even you don't know that, but the knot is there. So when you do the gratitude, you are opening the knots, you're not keeping the knots with you. Next steps, ask the questions to your subconscious, speaking aloud. This is very important. I have given this assignment to my clients. One of my client was my my family friends. They have some dispute between the husband and wife. I told them, do nothing. When you're sitting in a silent room alone, close your eyes, make yourself comfortable, say loudly, I love my husband. I love my husband. I love my husband. And practice this for 10, 20 days. So you are communicating to your subconscious and conscious mind, and that is actually giving a feedback in your conscious mind that this is a loving personality for you. You love it, so don't hurt him. So that actually start establishing the relationships. If you have any question regarding your career, ask the question aloud so you can hear it, so your subconscious can listen. Ask the question, what should I do? I have a challenge in my career. and my boss is not happy with me. So what should I do? So please advise me, what should I do? So believe me, very soon your subconscious will advise you what to do. So these are few steps you can take every day. And one more thing, very important for your mind. Brain always makes picture. Brain never thinks. Brain is not auditory. Brain take the pictures. For example, if I ask you to think about A, what you do? Your brain is making A in your mind, and then you're saying, okay, A. So if you have a goal, if you have a plan, you can write it down. But keep in mind, your brain has to translate that into a picture. So rather than giving exercise to your subconscious brain level to make the picture, give him a picture. So what I advise you, whatever your goals are, get a picture which matches your goal and put that picture somewhere in your bedroom or in your bathroom, where you can, in your closet, where you can see it before you go to bed every night. You see your goal every night, and then you will experience the magic of the beauty of your subconscious. And I have personally experienced many things in my life which I have made as a picture. I never thought many things in my life which I achieved, but I made the pictures when I was after my university life. When I learned this all NLP, neuro linguistic programming, mind sciences, I made the picture, put in my closet, which I open every day. So whenever I open, I saw the picture. Okay, these are my goals. I do nothing, but those pictures translate into my subconscious mind and give me advices, and somehow my subconscious was working on my goals, and one day I achieved those. So trust me, make a picture, put in front of you, and check them every day. Johari window. Now explore your personality. This is also important. How you see yourself and how other guys see. I will be going quickly because I think we are almost 45 minutes. So I have only 50 minutes left, and then I would be coming back to your question answers. So Johari window uh, is four blocks, which shows that uh, the knowledge which you know is, this area is considered as an open area. It's broken by the things you know for yourself and other know about yourself. So things you know about yourself and other also know that, this is called the open area. Things you don't know but others know about you, this is called unknown area. And some of I have experienced this too. So one of my teacher, he identified couple of my things, couple of my skills which I was not aware of. And he was sure that I can do it because he knew that I can do it. So this is how other can help you. Then unknown, the things which you don't know about yourself and others also. Sorry, it's a typo error. You don't know about yourself, you know about yourself, but others doesn't know. So this is kind of secrets which you want to keep for yourself. You know some skills, but you don't want to share it. And there is one area which should be the least area, unknown area, which you don't know. So what I would say, this should be the area which should be minimum at a minimum level. So at least you should know about yourself. This should be the area, should be under your control. What you want to share with others and what you don't want to share with others, and when you want to share. So how you can increase about yourself, to know yourself better. This comes from the feedback from others. You have to learn, get the feedback from others. So uh, when I was in my after my university, in my first thing, when I learned this NLP, we made a mind master team. We were four or five friends. We met every month to give feedbacks about each other, and we set the targets. We used to set the targets what we will be observing for the whole month. So these were the honest feedback from my friends, and I was giving the honest feedback to my friends. So then you can reduce this blind area for yourself getting the feedback by getting by exposing yourself to others. You can reduce this hidden area for others. For example, if you are working in an organization and you want your boss should know what skills you have to expose yourself. You have to tell them, you have to demonstrate that these are the extra skills you have, so your boss or your team should know that, and this is what you want them to know. So if you're taking a feedback and disclosing yourself, you are expanding this whole block further, which is means you are sharing the facts. The people are sharing facts for you, and you are sharing facts for yourself. So both are working together. This is the area. If you want to reduce increase the area where people should know more. So self-discovery. So you have to explore more about yourself, because there are some things which you don't know about yourself. You need to work on yourself. As I mentioned, you need to do some brain test. You need to do some personality test, and I can help you with all of them. I've done for many guys, so I can help you for at no charges. So you can contact me. I will respond you. And the last thing on this window is others observation. So if other observations are increasing, then unknown area is decreasing for the others. So that's how it can help others too. So this is the Johari window. So this is I just made two examples. If you have a new friend or new team member in your team, so most probably his open area will be very low, so you don't know him too much, and there are many unknown areas for him maybe, and there is less blind area. But if you have an existing friend, so his open area is greater, because we know lot more things about them, and we have explored lot of other blind areas unknown to him, so he knows what blind areas too. So this was the Johari window. And you can there are multiple tools on the internet available right now to explore your personalities. So you can use any of them. So I'm not saying use the Johari windows only, but you can use any one of them. So one of the part from the Johari window is getting the feedback. I'm just showing you back. So getting the feedback, this is very, very important. And you need to be bold enough to get the feedback. Sometimes the feedbacks are not as good as you're thinking of. One of my friend, he used to give me the feedback, and sometimes I hate the feedbacks, but I love he's giving me, because that was the drawback I have. I have very interesting experience in my life. When I started my career, one of my boss, he was doing a presentation in one of the multinational company, and he was a good presenter. He's very good thinker. I still regard him. Whatever I learned, he was the mentor for me at that time. But he was doing the presentation. After the presentation, when we were actually driving back to office, he asked me, "Okay, Heather, how was the presentation?" I said, "It was okay." He said, "No, your okay has no power. So do you have any issue with my presentation?" I said, "Sir, leave it." Because I was respecting, I didn't want to say anything. He said, he actually parked the car aside. He said, "I need your feedback." I said, sir, this was the worst presentation I have seen ever. You were not listening, you were not seeing what other was picking from a presentation, but you are just doing it. And you bet me, you give them the assignment, you're expecting they will fulfill the assignment in next day. After 2 days, you will be receiving the calls and they will be asking how to do it. And he was stunned. He said, I hate you, but I like you because you are giving me the open feedback. And that what happened. After 2 days, he was receiving the calls, how to do it, how to do it. Then he came to me, he said, okay, now you tell me what was the problem and how to fix it. So story aside, you need to be bold enough to get the feedback for yourself. It is very awkward, very tough when someone is giving you a bad feedback, but take it very positive. You have a tail. If someone is saying, if one guy is saying you have a crazy tail, it is just the guy is crazy. If two guys are saying you have a tail, it's a conspiracy. It means somebody is doing something on the back on your back. But if many people are saying you have a tail, then you have to look back and see if there is any tail, and just recall the memories of your childhood when the pupil then kids play and they actually hook up something at your back as a tail, and don't know, everybody's laughing at you, and one or two guys were saying you are ignoring, and then multiple guys were laughing. You check and you saw there was something. So take the feedback positive. The basic thing, get the feedback from the reliable pupils. You know that they will be open and fair with you. And when you are giving feedback to someone or asking feedback from someone, be specific what kind of behavior you want to explore, clarify to avoid any misunderstandings, and feedback should be very positive. Deathbed test. This is the feedback you are giving to yourself. This is the feedback you are getting from your subconscious. And try it tonight. When you go to bed, close all the lights, be in rest, nobody should be disturbing you. Close your eyes, think what you wanted to achieve, and think you are dead. It's your dead body. Think before you die what things you want to accomplish and which you have not done yet. And believe me, your subconscious will communicate to you these are your goals and these things you have to achieve. And then now think for your closer friends or family members. They are coming to one by one in the dark room. Your dead body is lying there. It's just imaginary. Your dead body is lying there. Imagine your family member or one of your best friend is coming into that room. Now in that room, your best friend is alone with your dead body, and image and assume what he will be telling about yourself. So your friend is alone. He has no fear that anybody would be listening him. So whatever he can say, your subconscious will be communicating to you. Okay, your best friend will be telling this to you when you are dead. Then call all these guys which you want to get the feedback from, one by one, at your dead body. And believe me, you will be surprised. Your subconscious will be communicating to you what feedback you are getting. Now, once you're done with this exercise, open your eyes, chapter close. Now do it again. Do it again. Consider yourself you're dead, and now call those guys again in the same way. And now feed your words to them. Feed your words to them. What they should be saying. Feed your words to their mouth. What they should say about you. So difference in these two wordings, sayings, feedbacks, these two your friend is giving, one in the first run and one in the second run. Find the gap. Find the gap between these two and try to eliminate the gap by changing your behavior, your practices with your friends and family members. If somebody need more detail, please give me a call. I will explain you more. Last thing, but not least, you one should learn how to unlearn and relearn, because you have to let your old thoughts, your old beliefs go away to have new beliefs and learn new things. So you need to learn how to unlearn and relearn again. That was my last slide from those presentation, and thank you very much. And this is my contact information. You can join me on the Facebook. You can join MEQMP on the Facebook. You can respond either through email to me or to Asim, or you can join on my Instagram or Twitter and give me your feedbacks. And if you have any question, if you have any personal issues which you want to discuss, if you have any issues with the organization which you belongs to, I would be able to help you. So feel free to contact me. Now I will go to the questions. If there are any questions to Asim or your team, if you have any question, please let me know.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Heather, for this session. I've actually asked people if you can, guys, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask in the chat, or if you can unmute yourselves to ask any questions verbally if you want. So this is okay. You guys.
Yeah.
Hello. Assalamualaikum. Asim, Shayan, and
Walaikum
Heather,
salam.
congrats to you guys for making such a good, informative, and impressive presentation. Are you listening?
Yes, yes.
Okay, just one quick question. Social phobia and public speaking are serious problems with kids and adults growing through ASD. ASD is basically the autism spectrum disorder. Do you suggest, Heather, any special techniques for those guys to overcome these problems?
Yes. In fact, I have helped a couple of guys. In fact, I have no shy to disclose I was one of them. I used to have phobia to speak in public, but now I can speak in front of 100 guys. So you you need to push. First of all, you need to encourage the kid that he can do it by encouraging not only the wording. Whenever he's saying something, so you need to stop whatever you're saying, whatever how important what you were discussing with someone. You need to stop and listen to this guy with eye contact, which give them the focus that whatever you're saying is the best. I'm listening, and don't give any response immediately. Just appreciate, well done, how you explain it, even if he was not explaining in a way, but just say, you're doing very well. This is boosting his subconscious that I can do it. I can do it. People are appreciating me. And then you have to do this practice and you have to give him a feedback, uh, one very important, this is very good question, and I will give you one feedback. Whenever something is suggesting, I'm doing something, and you are going to suggest me, you will say, you're doing very good, but if you do in a better way, or you do this, you add this, it will be improved. This word but, this is the killer. Rather than saying but, you should say, Heather, you are doing the great presentation, you know and you should add these more two slides or more two topics. And if you do something like this, it will actually enhance the capability. So rather than using word but, always use word and. Believe me, it will change the whole discussion point.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Heather.
Is there any other question by any other participant?
Yeah, I don't know whether you are hearing my voice or not. This is
We can hear your voice, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Just there is a task for myself that I should talk to my subconscious tonight and feed it some of the goals. And what do I name my subconscious? A Fayaz subconscious or what? There should be a name. When you are going to talk to somebody, you are having somebody as you are not, it is inside you. So if it should be named as Fayaz or my subconscious, oh, my subconscious, I'm going to do this. What do you suggest, Heather Sab?
Subconscious has no name, but this is a very good, interesting point. You can pick a very good name which you love to do, which you love. For example, maybe Fayaz. If you love your name, use it. But if you love someone more, you are targeting to be like someone. For example, if I like to be a CEO of one company which I love, that he has like Bill Gates, for example. I'm just taking example. If you want to be like Bill Gates and you love his personality, you love his attitude, so you can name
Mm-hmm.
your subconscious as a Bill Gates. So you
Mm-hmm.
are communicating two things to your subconscious. One, you are giving a name to your subconscious and you are addressing directly, plus you are giving the name which you want to be, so your subconscious eventually connecting the dots with Bill Gates attitudes, and you can transfer some pictures also. So this is very good point. Pick the name which you like to be, which you love, and which you are inspired with.
So number one suggestion is that I am Bill Gates.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. So nice of you.
Any other question by any other participant?
Yeah, I actually, I'm Harun from Royal Commission Yambo.
Okay,
So I have one question and one comment,
please.
correct? The question is, I need to ask related to our dreams, do we have our dreams linked to the which level of the mindset? Number one, and the comment is to giving the feedback, that to giving the feedback is also an art or a skill. Whenever we are talking to anybody, there is any negative feedback, the other side parties, the brain, they have a door. They shut the door. So just we need to learn how to phrase our words so that he able to take or absorb our input. So this was my comment, and then the related to dreams, whether it is related is a link to the unconscious or subconscious. Just I need to clear it. Thank you.
So your voice was cutting. So Asim, can you explain me again? Sorry, I got the question, but I just want to make sure that these are the right questions.
If he can explain by himself, if that will be good. Can you just
Okay, Harun, can you actually repeat it?
Yeah. My
Can
one?
you
question.
repeat
I
the
will, I
questions?
will, I will request if you go one by one, please.
Yeah. Actually, the question is, what is the linkage, or on what stage of our mindset is our dreams? I heard that whenever we are dreaming anything, sleeping mode, with the dreams comes. So either it comes from subconscious or
Okay.
unconscious, which level, where it is linked.
Okay, that was your first question. I got it. Your
Yeah.
second question was regarding the feedback.
The second was my comment. The comment, what I comment is the giving the feedback. This is my personal experience. Whenever you are giving any feedback to the second party, so we need to learn the art. It's a skill. It is itself a skill. Once we talk to anybody about his negative input, then other side mind, they have a shutter. They shutter door down. They are not able to absorb
Yeah,
your thoughts or your comments. So it is an art how to phrase, how to say
yeah.
words so that he able to absorb and understand your
Okay.
thing. So this was a comment.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, no, I would actually comment. I appreciate whatever you said is 100% right, and I will actually have some advice on that. So let's come to the first question. Your dreams actually more related to your unconscious than your subconscious, because the programs you have. But for example, you are thinking about something before you are going to bed. You have a stress or you are planning to do some job tomorrow. So most probably your dreams will around the same thing which you thought before you going to bed. But those are just the dreams when you are going to bed at the beginning or at the end. But during the whole night, you don't remember how many dreams you have in your mind. So it is all subconscious. It is all subconscious and the conscious. I differentiated between the unconscious and subconscious, but you can consider them together as an unconscious. I differentiated 10% of unconscious because it has been building since even before the birth. Otherwise, both you can consider in the subconscious level for the as far as the dream concerned. Your comments regarding the feedback, it is very valid. First of all, I have experienced one of my closest friend, he was asking me, give me the feedback. I said, I want to maintain our friendship, so I will not be responding you because I don't. I was not comfortable to give the feedback to that guy because I can see the waves when I will be opening up the Pandora box. Then because we are close friends, then he will be taking anything negative. He will think that this guy is just actually doing because of his experience or of so and so thing and activities or incident happen. So the best way to get the feedback, which I used to do, I generate the questions by myself because what I want to get the feedback, it is my choice. Which behavior, which activity, which area I want to explore. You cannot explore the whole personality in one feedback. It is a repetitive thing. I do feedback every 6 months. So I set the questions. I put the question sent to someone, to my close friend, and I sent the questions to one, and I sent the emails of all the friends which I need to get the feedbacks. Then this guy, he would send the feedback, request feedback to my friends with the emails, and he will get the feedback. He will delete the name, he will delete the all the information related who gave the feedback, and he will compile me one file. These are the feedback from person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 without any names, without any connection, and he will send me the file. Then I don't know, either Mr. Harun give me the feedback, or Mr. Asim give me the feedback, or Mr. Javed or Fayaz give me the feedback. So I don't know. Important thing for me to get the feedback, to find the differential, and to work on that.
Thank
Hope
you,
I
Adel.
gave you the answer.
I think we'll take one more last question here. Anybody else who want to?
Okay, there is one question from Mr. Javed Abbasi. He says that some people, when they ask about an honest opinion, they want to hear something positive. So how can you differentiate this?
I think,
How to?
Heather, you have already.
Sorry, can you repeat? Your voice was cutting.
Yeah, the question is sometimes when people ask about an honest opinion, they just want to hear something positive from your side. So how can you deal with that? How can you differentiate this?
Is it not
It
related with
is
the last question?
it is related to the last question. We it is hard to give the feedback at face to face. We should avoid that because body language may not actually contemplating what you want to say. So try to avoid the face-to-face feedback rather than ask the feedback through the questions or emails or messages. So you should not know who gave the feedback. But if you're very comfortable, for example, like Asim, if Asim give me a feedback, a blunt feedback, either uh, you did the worst presentation, for example. Asim, if he told me that, I will not get angry on Asim. I will think, okay, Asim, now tell me what was the problem, because we have the understanding, we have the confidence level that whatever Asim is saying is is purely to give a positive response to me. But if I don't have the feedback, if I don't have that kind of a relationship, I will never ask him directly a feedback. Rather than I will actually go through the channel as I mentioned before.
Is there any other question on the
Yeah,
chat?
yeah. Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
about Asim Saab. इजाजत है?
Okay.
I hear about the dream of Yusuf alayhi salam, and there is a book on dream interpretation by Allama Ibn Sirin. So, have we got some reference to it?
Okay.
I mean, should we consider interpreting our dreams by using Allama's book, Interpretation of Dreams by Allama Ibn Sirin? Or it is totally
There was a
psychological?
yeah, you can do it, but in my presentation, I skipped the one conscious level. If you remember that, I skipped
is a
the
spirit.
super quantum conscious level.
Right.
That is the spirit, and you need to do a lot of practices on that. Our pegambers, Nabi, prophets, they have it. They had it. So that was given by Allah to them. So they could actually do it. But for us, we need to do a lot of practices to learn that quantum consciousness level. So to reach that level where you are out of your body and you're flying high, this is lot of practices, lot of
Alhamdulillah.
there are
Yeah.
some sciences in the NLP also. I have walked personally. I have walked on fire. I personally,
MashaAllah.
without burning my feet. But
MashaAllah.
it is, and I have seen a guy. This is. I have seen the expert in NLP. I was not expert in NLP. He did the advanced expertise level. I told him. I said his name was also Asim. I said, Asim, what you learned beyond me, whatever you are learning the advanced NLP, I also done. He said, okay, I can show you what I have learned. So trust me and believe me, it was in front of my eye. We were sitting in a restaurant. He asked the waiter to bring the spoon. The restaurant spoon, steel was strong. Normally they are strong.
Right.
So he gave me the
Right.
spoon. He said, check the spoon. I checked. Everything was strong. He hold the spoon in the hand, as you can see, and he said, tuck. And the spoon was bent.
MashaAllah.
Unbelievable. This is the mind power Allah gave us.
Right,
And
right.
this all need the practice. I'm not at that level yet, but this all need the practice. And
So
we can talk offline more details on this if you want.
Are you thinking to achieve that level also?
I wish I should.
Inshallah.
But at least
Okay.
at least till the yes.
Naseem here.
Heather, I think very soon we will be having a specific NLP session from you. I think very soon.
Inshallah. हाँ साहब, हैदर साहब आप मान जाइए.
Okay, fine. So I think it's a wonderful.
Naseem want to say something.
Sorry, Naseem, you want to say something? Naseem, do you want to say something on it?
Yeah, so I was sorry, I was getting a call. I think that was the question. Sorry, I have not picked the name. Heather, it's okay if I a little bit touch on the quantum. Not going to go detail, just because the question was very valid. When it was asked about that the dreams of prophets or Wali Allah or the seers, the challenge here is when we're talking about the quantum, then the most important thing comes it is not even the conscious subconscious. It's the area where you are connecting to the metaphysics, because we are talking about the not only the matter and the waves, rather than we are talking about the 96%, which is the different kind of electromagnetic forces, and we are all showered with it. That's a total different topic. Sometime we can discuss. But the idea here is we are all showered. We just need to connect with this wavelength. When we start connecting, then we start getting that connection.
आसिम साहब छोड़ के चले गए.
No, I'm here. So I think from here we just want to session. I think this was a wonderful session held by our speaker, Mr. Heather, and I would like to thank especially Heather and all of the delegates who attended to this session, and especially those who had very good question also at the end, which explained more the whole presentation in a very clear manner. So inshallah, soon as we discussed, we will be having one more session on NLP soon. So
Inshallah.
here we are signing out.
Asim Saab, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks
Asim
to all.
Saab, thank you so much.
Thanks to you, thanks to Heather, and thanks to Shayan for a very impressive and informative presentation.
I think you all can get one more thing. You can all please see your chat box. There is in the chat box there is an email address which is meqmp.net@gmail.com. If you want to get a certificate on this presentation or this session, you can get a certificate as well. So please just send an email. We will send you the certificate.
Thank you. Good luck to you guys. Good luck.
Thank you, Heather. Do you want to say something?
Thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right.